Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's start with that. Honored by your peers, by fellow casting directors. What's that like? How does it feel to be honored by your peers?
It feels good. Feels really good, especially by our peers, because they're some of the most discerning people anywhere. And to honor us for our work by our peers is the kind of the greatest honor there is. So I'm tickled.
That's great. And for you, how you feeling?
I mean, pretty much the same way. He kind of rounded it all up. It is an honor. It's an honor to be recognized by people who know what you go through day in and day out. There's a different kind of understanding that we have, as opposed to just, oh, your work is so nice or that's so nice. The true understanding of the day in and day out, and then to be awarded is like, wow, thank you so much.
And also for something that meant so much to us. This was a very rich, rewarding project to work on.
Oh, all the way around.
And to see evolve. Because the first time we saw it, we didn't like it so much. But then when we saw it again, we were like, wow, this is really incredible.
What about it touched you? Because that actually leads to my next question. Every project, I think, has its own challenges or opportunities or memories. What about this project? What grabbed you about this project?
The special world that the director created with hearing and deaf actors and also one actress in a wheelchair. It was taking a show which is wonderful and which I'd seen in New York originally, but taking it and reinventing it. Initially in a very small space, a hole in the wall really, before it moved to the Annenberg and then to Broadway. It was just very special.
And for you?
Yeah, actually for me, it's everything he said, but then even goes beyond. I mean, this is a group of people that ended up being recognized at the White House. It's a group of people which for the first time in Broadway history, they had a man who was completely deaf and blind and a mute, and they had technology at least had advanced with where we were in creating a piece for 2016 with an audience that could for the first time sit at a Broadway show, not be able to see or hear, and yet experience. And from anyone from 3 to 80 who's been in a theater experience, you understand that there's nothing that can compare to that. There is something within the senses. And when people's senses are cut and then opened up again, it's extraordinary. This show, for a myriad of reasons, way beyond the norm, I think has affected our lives.
Yeah.
I worry what will compare. I do. For myself, I worry.
Well, I mean, there's obvious passion for this project, but
Yeah.
I think for you two, it's not just this project, but casting in general. There's a theme tonight, I think, that I keep hearing, we're all storytellers. We're freelance storytellers, and whether actors, writers, directors, casting directors, we contribute as a storyteller. So beyond this project, just casting in general, what about casting appeals to you as a storyteller? Why casting as opposed to any of the other ways we can contribute to this, to show business?
It's getting to create a world with people, which is what I love to do the best, is like reading a script or, in this case, reading a script and listening to a score and imagining what people belonged in that world and what people belonged in that world together. Because sometimes, people might be right for the world, but the other people that you have with them don't belong with them. And when something's cast really well, everything kind of gels and all the people in the world belong in that world, and that's exciting to me. It's just building a world from scratch.
And for you, transitioning from acting to casting, what about casting appeal to you?
Yeah, I think even more so than acting or playing piano, any of it, because it was such a... Music itself was so insular for me, but then performing was with a group. Whereas with casting, in 1 year, you can literally affect hundreds of lives. And you don't think about it at the time because you just think, oh my God, it's my job, and you're so stressed and micromanaged that you're like, will I ever cast it? And then you start thinking, like, I think about that guy, Stuart Howard, who 20 years ago cast a show that he probably didn't know. He cast me in a show, and I'm still best friends with those people 22 years later. That's the most important. The friendships we make and the experiences that we have together.
And
there's power in numbers.
Occasionally we get to change people's lives.
Yes.
By giving them their first job or by giving them a job that's really important to their career and moves their career into a new way. That's very rewarding.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even know that you're doing it. It's not about the person being the next America Ferrara or the person being the next William H. Macy. It's about, he cast me, and because he did, my whole life changed. and it wasn't about being an actress. It was just about being a better person. So
And then with this show, we were initially hiring actors for $25 a week for this small downtown theater, and 20 of them ended up making their debuts on Broadway, which, it means a lot to us.
All right, most important question then. Where do you put the Artios Award?
On a mantle.
I put it next to my husband's bed, and I say, honey, that's it for tonight.